everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I store and organize all of my Lolita things. So this includes everything in my closet, all my accessories, my socks, my tights, my shoes, pretty much anything Lolita related. I'll be showing that in today's video. So I moved a couple of months ago and I wanted to film this video for a long time, but I had to wait until I finished moving, and now that I moved and settled into my new place, I can show you exactly how I store everything. Let's get started. Up by my windowsill here, I have a little swimmer shelf with some little odds and ends that I need for Lolita, and I also have two little containers with some useful things inside. So let's take a look and see what's in them. In this red Rilakkuma container, I have my wig nets as well as some clips to keep the wig nets in place. So these flip and bend and they help my wig cap stay in place, otherwise it's going to slide all over whenever I go out wearing a wig. Right now I have a couple black wig caps and I have one beige one. I like to wear the black ones when I wear darker wigs, and then I like to wear this nude colored one when I'm wearing a blonde or a lighter colored wig. So all of my wig caps and items stay in here. Next to that, I have this little red swimmer container, the cute little cake on it. And I keep my pins and barrettes in here. So I have a couple barrettes from indie designers, a few pins. This one's shaped like chewing gum. I really like this designer. It's from Dot Dog. And I keep a lot of the two-way and three-way clips in here as well if they're smaller. And I do have some barrettes. They're a little bit bigger, but they do fit in here. And yeah, so I like to keep all those items inside this little container. And they sit on the top shelf next to my wig things. On the second shelf, I have this container here. It has some ice cream on it with little sea designs and a rainbow behind it, and it says yummy. And it kind of looks like an egg carton. It's really adorable. But I like to keep my small mirrors and pocket mirrors in here. So I have this rose one. My friend got me this little mirror as a gift for Christmas, and it has Berry Cat on it. She's one of my fave indie designers. And this one I got from my subscription to Kawaii Box a couple months ago. This one is from Alice Garden. They're a wig company from Taobao. I have another one from Alice Garden. And I like to keep all my mirrors inside this little plastic container here, and I usually grab one and take it with me and keep it in my pocket or my bag when I'm going out in Lolita. I also have this little box with Sumiko Gurashi characters on the front. I got this one from a friend before she moved back to America, and a lot of the items in here she also gave to me. I think they're kind of useful because this has some measuring tapes and sewing things inside. So I have this cute little bear measuring tape. It goes up to 2 meters. I also have this little miniature sewing kit. Inside is some thread and needles and buttons. I also have some extra buttons, and I like to keep these around because on my dresses and my blouses, buttons just pop off every here and there, and I like to be able to sew them back on. Moving on to the bottom shelf, I have this cute little container that also looks like an egg carton, and this is from Seria. They have lots and lots of adorable storage, but I like to keep my tags in here. So a lot of them are brand tags. This is from Hinana Quina. I also have a bunch from Angelic Pretty. So I also keep the tags from the plushies and items that I win from UFO catchers in here, and they're mostly Rilakkuma things. Most of these tags are from Angelic Pretty, but I do also have a baby one here. This one's shiny. So anytime I get a brand item with tags, I like to keep it. It's like a nice little memento, and I don't know if anyone else keeps their Lolita tags for items that they buy, but I hold on to mine and they stay in this little container. I also have this little ceramic heart container from Baby the Starshine Bright, and I keep some broken things that I need to repair in here. So this was a little cherry blossom ring. I need to glue it back to the ring part. This is a little castle ring from Swimmer. This also broke. And these are the little arches from my crown and scepter from Baby the Starshine Bright. They've broken off and I need to glue them back together yet. But until then, they just stay in this little ceramic container, and I picked this up at Closet Child for about 1,000 yen, so about $10. It was really cheap and I love it. So I have this blue container here. It has a nice little plastic lid, and I have some odds and ends in here. I have a little ribbon. I haven't used that yet. I have extra wig nets. And then I also have some camera equipment. I have this little bendy tripod that I like to use. I also have this little remote. It's Bluetooth, and I like to use this when I'm using my tripod and I need to take some pictures. And I also have some SD cards for my camera. And inside of the pink container are some armpit guards. You can put these where your armpit would rest on your blouses or OPs, and they prevent it from getting wet or from getting yellowed. Next, I'll show you where I keep my rings and my necklaces. So in this container on the left, this minty Rilakkuma one, this is where I keep my necklaces. And this hot pink container on the right, that's where I store my rings. And also in the pink one, I have these big plastic fans. They're called uchiwa in Japanese. This one has a cute cat, but these are really nice during summer. They keep you cool and you can fan yourself. I got this one from the Kawaii Monster Cafe when they had the Hello Kitty collaboration, and I love how colorful it is, so I like to keep it with my Lolita things. I also keep some brushes in this container too. I have this small one that folds up, and this one's portable. I like to keep this in my pocket or my bag when I go out in Lolita. So I also have a Rilakkuma and Rilakkuma brush. I also use these for my wigs when I'm at home, and I use these kind of brush out any snarls or tangles they may have. You might notice by my cases too, I just have a lot of Rilakkuma things. That's because they are my favorite characters. I also have this little magical wand that I got from Kawaii Box. It also makes noise. So as well as Rilakkuma things, I also like magical girl themed things, so I like to keep it up here. It fits in this box perfectly. Let's zoom in a little bit and I'll show you where I keep my necklaces. So up top here, I keep the larger necklaces. So this is the biggest necklace I have. It's from Berry Cat and it's a giant crepe. And I also have this lemon necklace from Hexenhaus. Those are pretty big, so I keep them up here where they have the most space. And there's also these little drawers that open up. And this is where I keep my other necklaces. So they're mostly angelic pretty necklaces. However, I do have a few from Hexenhaus and 6% Doki Doki. And then in the second drawer, I have more necklaces. So this is from Angelic Pretty. This one is from an indie designer called Honeypot. This was a gift from my friends. And I have just a bunch more necklaces. The necklaces are not organized by theme. It's just kind of wherever there's space, I put the necklace in there. So there's lots of like sweet and classic style necklaces kind of mixed together. But I think generally I keep the bigger ones on this first shelf here and the smaller ones on the second one. Moving on to the pink one, I do have my larger rings up top here. So I have this BB&B deco ring. This one is really, really big and does not fit in the small little drawer, so it stays up here. I also have this macaron ring from Baby. This ring is glass here, so it's a little bit fragile, and I got this from an ILD meet in Los Angeles a couple years ago. This was one of the gifts, and I keep it in this top part just because I don't want it to break and get glass everywhere, and it's really nice. There is a necklace where I keep my rings. It's really big and bulky and it does take up a lot of room. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep it in my necklace box here, so I do keep it with my rings. So let's open up the top drawer for the rings. I don't organize them by color or style. Again, kind of like the necklaces, is just where I have room. But this is where I keep the majority of my rings. I have some from AP and indie designers. This one is from Swimmer. I've had this for a few years. And at the bottom, we have even more rings. I used to organize them by style, so I used to keep the classic and gothic ones on the bottom and then the sweet rings up top, but I wear sweet predominantly, so it was a little unbalanced. Now I just kind of mix them all together. And then in front of my swimmer shelves, I also have just a couple little decorative things and knickknacks. My boyfriend and I like to keep our Purikuta pictures here and other pictures that we took. So we just have these little picture frames and picture holders here. I have a little gumball machine, which is a present from a friend, with Rhodey. Rhodey's like this little toy horse, and I think he's cute. Have some more Rilakkuma things. Since it's not Christmas, I usually put this a little farther back in the shelf, but when it's Christmas, I bring it forward a bit more, and this lights up. I also have another one of the little storage containers from Seria, some more Rilakkuma storage bins. Right now, I don't really have much in it, so I won't be showing those to you. I have this glasses holder. It's called Rilakkuma, but she can hold your glasses, and you can put a towel or glasses cleaner inside here. This was one of the first things I bought when I got to Japan because I wear glasses and I need something to hold them. Okay, so now that I've showed you some of the more decorative things in my Lolita space, let's move down here so I can show you the accessories that I have below it. Inside this box here is where I keep my wrist cuffs. So what I do is I kind of group the wrist cuffs together and then I put them in this box. So all the colors and styles that I have, they go in here. And next to it is where I keep my headdresses and clips and miscellaneous things. So here's a pancake headdress. Here's a cute lemon headband. I got this at Closet Child. This is just a golden star clip. I wear this with a lot of my coordinates. I have this daisy clip from Metamorphose with some cherries. I keep my brooches in here as well, and a bunch of other miscellaneous things. Underneath my wrist cuffs, this is where I keep my socks and my tights. So these are made with like the tights material that are very stretchy. I keep all of those in here, and I kind of group them based on color. I have pinks and blues and some reds on the left, and then I have the creams, a couple black and darker pairs, and the whites on the right side. And in the box next to that, I keep some more miscellaneous things. So here are a few rosettes from Baby. I have this big cake hat. It's pretty big, so I needed a big box to store it in. This came with an OG hat that I have, and this little clock, it's actually kind of heavy, so I keep that in here too. And I also keep some barrettes in here. I don't have too many, but they fit nicely in this box, so they go in here. And on the bottom here, I keep my cotton socks as well as Baby's kind of transparent lace-up socks. So I don't have a ton of cotton socks. They tend to not sit as high up as I would prefer. I'm taller, so I just kind of prefer a little bit more stretch, and I prefer longer socks and tights, but I do like how comfortable cotton socks are, so I do have a couple pairs. And I also have one pair of old school Baby socks, which I got fairly recently, and I can't wait to wear them in a coordinate. This corner here is where I keep all of my bags, as well as a mirror and my parasols. So behind the bags is a big tension rod, and that goes from the ceiling to the floor, and then I have some hooks, and then I put the bags over these hooks, and then I just kind of organize them based on how long the bags are. The longer ones go towards the bottom. And then I also have two little shelves on the bottom, so I like to keep my new honey cake bag on the top shelf, as well as this cute Rilakkuma plush here. I also have a lot of cherry blossom stickers on the wall here. I love cherry blossoms, and I found some stickers at Daiso, so I decided to decorate my Lolita area with them. And here is the front of my closet. So it's a pretty good size, especially for a Japanese apartment. I have a little pink rug in the front. I just got that recently. I also keep my parasols hanging off the door handles here. I keep my dolly cat bag here usually. So I just have it hanging off one of the little white hooks at the top. And I like these hooks because I can put the hangers on them and it helps me visualize what I'm going to wear when I'm planning a coordinate. All right, let's open up the closet doors. The top shelf is where I keep my shoes and my boots. I keep the boots in the back corner here. And then I like to keep the high-heeled shoes on the top shelf while the tea party shoes or flat shoes go on the bottom. Underneath the shoes on this pole here is where I keep my blouses, underskirts, and main pieces. So on the left side here is where I keep all the blouses and the underskirts, and then I keep the main pieces, coats, and some of my OG things on the right. On the far left side of my closet is where I keep all my blouses, and I have them organized by color. So I keep the white ones here, followed by ivory, then pink, lavender, and then browns and blacks. Next to my blouses are where I keep my underskirts. So I have two right now. One is from Innocent World and the other is from Baby the Stars Shine Bright. And I also like to keep them on plastic hangers so that way I can find them a bit easier in my closet. To the right of the underskirts are where I keep all my main pieces. So this includes my one pieces, jumper skirts, and skirts. And this makes up the majority of my closet. I like to keep the jumper skirts towards the left and then the OPs more towards the right. So here's some pink jumper skirts. And then some pink one pieces. So I don't have my closet organized by the colors of the rainbow or anything. It's based on how many pieces I have of certain colors. Since I have a lot of pink, I have pink first for the main piece area. And then I also have a lot of red and blue and mint, so those are after. At the end of my closet here, I keep my baby made-to-order dresses here. I don't want them getting damaged or dirty if I'm ruffling through the middle of my closet, so I like to keep them on the end here, and usually I keep them in a plastic bag. I washed them pretty recently, so I didn't put the bag on quite yet. After my dresses is my winter gear and boleros. So right now I have one bolero, a cape, and a coat. After that are my OG things. So I don't wear it too often, but I do have some OG things. I have some shorts and pants and then one coat. So I keep those in the back here, and then usually I wear it on cooler days because the jacket is a bit warm. And I also have this little capelet from Innocent World. It's more decorative than anything, and it doesn't take up much space, so I kind of keep it in the back corner of the closet here. And then at the very end of my closet, on this little white hanger, is where I keep my sashes. So I have one from Angelic Pretty and two from Baby. The ones from Baby came with my dresses. They came with La Robe Blue Royale and La Robe Reclar. I just keep them on this hanger so that they don't get wrinkled. And I have this one from AP. That one was bought separately, and I like to wear it for more special occasions. I like to use these wooden hangers for all of my main pieces. They're a little bit thicker and they don't leave a dent in the straps or shoulders of the dresses, which I really like, and they can hold a lot of weight. And below my dresses are where I keep things such as my petticoats, head bows, and wigs. I have this really big paper Angelic Pretty bag, and I like to keep extra brand bags in here as well. I also have this large pink Rilakkuma bag, and I keep some of my wigs in here. So I store all my wigs in these little plastic bags, and then I like to put them all inside of bigger bags. And I also have this large closet child bag, and I also keep more wigs in here. Since I have a lot of wigs and putting them all in these bags makes them a bit heavy, I just keep them at the bottom of my closet, and when I need to wear a wig, I can just pull out the bag and look for the wig I want. I also have two of these big bins with Rilakkuma on it. This first one here is where I keep all of my hats and head bows. On the very top is where I keep my hats. So I have this Sweet Lolita hat as well as an OG hat. Under that I have my half bonnets. I also have some of my flower crowns and headdresses underneath that. So my items with flowers on them, they're a little bit more delicate, so I like to keep them towards the top of the box. After that, I have some items with veils. So this is from Meta. And I like to keep these spread out a bit so that they don't get wrinkles in them. I also have some little tote bags in here. This came with a Lucky set that I bought last year from AP. And then at the bottom is where I keep all of my head bows. And in the second bin, I have petticoats. So at the moment, I have 4 petticoats and I just kind of fold them up and put them into this bin here. So now that you've seen how I store everything, I'd like to know what you think. Leave a comment down below. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time. Bye.